So this meeting is obviously for Jochen, who completed his term as ECT Star Director at the end of last year, December 2020. And we have a list of interesting talks related to science and of Jochen. So we'll start with some very short introductions from various people. So Andreas Simoni is Secretary General of FBK, Marek Lewitowicz is Chair of NUPEC, and Marcella Grasso is Chair of the Scientific Board. And then we have a special session to remember David Brink, who passed away recently, and who, as many of you know, of course, was closely involved with ECT Star in the early days. And Angela Bonacorso will give a presentation about David. And Tony Leggett is here as well to share some of his memories. And then we'll continue with the scientific program, and the program is here. It's also on the website in case you want to check the timings. And finally, we'll say a few final words and raise a glass of wine. So around, when we reach this point in the program, it would be good to have a glass of wine at hand. So that's the overview. So I can stop sharing this now. And so the first presentation is in principle, by Andreas Simoni, as Secretary General.
Good afternoon to everybody, and especially good afternoon to Jochen. And not only good afternoon, but a very warm welcome, Jochen. It's a pleasure for me to open the symposium in honor of you. I don't want to celebrate Jochen from the scientific point of view, because the guys in this meeting can tell something about the excellent scientific way in which Jochen had the ECT Star. I want to spend only 2 words about Jochen in his approach, his open approach, his open mind, openness in general. When we started working together in different roles, me on Secretary General and Jochen, Director of ECT Star, we started to think about a new vision of ECT Star, a new vision of FBK. We were thinking inside FBK about the possibility to change the functional model. Is not a business model, it's a functional model of our research institution. And I talked with him, and he helped me to think about all the FBK, not only the part related to ECT Star. We discussed, for example, about scientific in quantum technology, not only in artificial intelligence, how we can, not from the scientific point of view, but how we can connect different skills, different approaches inside FBK. So this openness of that Jochen will have today was very useful for me, and he stimulated me to think about a new vision of FBK. We had also different positions sometimes, also through ECT Star, okay? But at the end of the discussion, we found every day we found a common idea. So it was a very creative and stimulated discussion with Jochen. So I thanks Jochen. Thanks a lot for your work in the big family of FBK. Thanks for leading ECT Star in the last 5 years. We are grateful for all that you have done for ECT Star and for FBK. And I am telling also on behalf of the president, Francesco Profumo, but also on behalf of the board of directors of FBK. I discussed it with them in the last board 10 days ago, and all appreciated how Jochen moved inside FBK and connect ACT STAR with other institutions. So thanks a lot, and I hope that you can come back in Trento in order to have our meeting, and also I hope to can follow the activity of the ACT STAR. Thanks a lot, Jochen. You know that I am a strange general secretary. I tell what is in my mind, also when the people don't want to hear something. And also Gerd knows this. And this is coming from my heart, Jochen, okay? I would like also to wish to all the attendants to this symposium a very nice afternoon, and we hope that all of you will be part of the new project related to ACT STAR. Thanks, Jochen.
Thank you very much.
To all of you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Andrea. Thanks very much. Yeah. And then the next speaker is Marek Lewickiewicz for NUPEC.
Dear Jochen, distinguished guests, dear colleagues, as most of you know, that the Nuclear Physics European Collaboration Committee, which is called NUPEC in short, has the pleasure to count the ECT STAR directors among its members since 1993. So, of course, Professor Jochen Wambach has participated actively in the NUPEC activities and reported on the status of ECT STAR at the committee meetings since, in fact, since March 2016. And that time it was the meeting in Trento at ECT STAR. So this was a good beginning of this important contribution both to ECT STAR as the director and, of course, as the member of NUPEC. So since then, NUPEC appreciated very much, Jochen, your always precise reports on scientific organizational activities of the ECT STAR. At the following 16 meetings, I think you reported at every meeting. And I know that also you never hesitated if there were any financial issues to point out which country did not pay the contribution to the ECT STAR, and in some cases it helped. And of course, this was also very much appreciated by ECT STAR, maybe less by the members. You have perfectly understood and strongly emphasized that every occasion that the ECT STAR with its training sessions, workshops, of course, lectures, and scientific work of the local team is really the essential component of the European nuclear physics. Thanks to you and other colleagues, theory colleagues, and also experimentalists, the role of the ECT STAR was really strongly emphasized in the NUPEC 2017 long-range plan. The significant European and global investments in accelerator centers and other experimental facilities require, of course, the coordinated theoretical efforts, which are very well served by ECT STAR. Given its success, to which you have strongly contributed, and the high international visibility, the continued operation and financial stability of the center is of course of the very high importance for Europe and beyond. NUPEC, and as you know and many colleagues know, and all nuclear physics community worked and will work hand in hand with ECT STAR to ensure the successful operation of the center under the visionary directorship, it was already mentioned, of Jochen, his predecessors, and now of Professor Gerd Art. So on behalf of the nuclear physics community of NUPEC and myself, I would like to thank Jochen for your outstanding contribution to nuclear science in general, and of course to the excellence of the ECT STAR activities over the years. And I believe, I know that you will continue to the successful work in scientific work in our field. And I would like to wish all the best, Jochen, for you, your family, and collaborators. Thank you.
Thanks, Marek. Thanks a lot.
Thanks very much, Marek.
And we continue with the next talk by Marcella Grasso, who is currently chair of the ECT STAR Scientific Board.
Okay, so good afternoon, everybody, and good afternoon, Jochen. So I will conclude this introductory section by saying a few words on behalf of the ECT STAR Scientific Board. So Jochen, you have been a director of ECT STAR starting from 2016 up to the end of last year, 2020. So these were 4 years rich of really intense, high quality scientific activities at ECT STAR. Well, on my side, I was appointed as a member of the board in 2018. So I could work in the board with you during the last 2 years of your mandate, and including this very complicated COVID period, which started last year in March and which unfortunately is not finished yet. And I think that all of us in the board really could appreciate the efforts that you have done during those complicated months to maintain a rich and lively scientific life, scientific activities at ECT STAR in the center. I would also like to mention that during your mandate, you really have been active. You have done a lot of efforts in trying to enlarge the funding sources of the center of ECT STAR. So I will give 2 examples. For example, in 2018 and 2019, Switzerland and Zagreb University joined the funding agencies of ECT STAR. And this is really an important activity. This is really an important task of the director, important for the future of ECT STAR. And I would like also to mention another initiative, very recent initiative that we indeed really appreciated a lot in the board. That was this this suggestion of getting more involved as ECT STAR in scientific activities and projects related to quantum technologies. So this has already started before with some specific projects through the Quantum at Trento initiative, but the suggestion is to really be more involved, to have a greater involvement in this. And well, it is important because it shows the will to enlarge also the centers of interest of ECT STAR. And it is in particular very, very important because this direction is really a hot direction, which is strongly pushed and developed all over the world. So this is indeed important for the life again and the future of ECT STAR. And well, finally, I would like to conclude this word by on behalf of the ECT STAR Scientific Board by thanking you, Jochen, for all the work, all the efforts and the energies spent for ECT STAR during these last years. And I would like to convey our best wishes to you for your future successful scientific and personal life.